Hello students and viewers, welcome again to the lesson of chemistry or to the chemistry lesson. My name is teacher Ramadan Kidegesho, a teacher of chemistry. Today I'm going to proceed to teach the topic of volumetric analysis, and today I will teach another subtopic which is called volumetric calculation. Volumetric calculation. So, in volumetric calculation, we are going to start by looking dilution law. Dilution law states that the product of initial concentration and its volume is equal to the product of final concentration and its volume. Product of initial concentration and its volume is equal to the product of final concentration and its volume. So this is dilution law. Mathematically, concentration of initial concentration multiplied by volume concentration is equal to final concentration times final volume. And MI VI is equal to MF VF, where MI is initial concentration, VI is initial volume, MF is the final concentration, and VF is the final volume. Now, example. To what volume must 300 centimeter cube of 6 molarity sodium hydroxide be diluted to 0.4 molarity solution? Students, can you answer this question? Can you calculate the volume which is required? Okay. The question says, to what volume must 300 centimeter cube of 6 molarity sodium hydroxide be diluted to 0.4 molarity of solution? Molarity solution. Here in this question, you have been given the volume of concentrated sodium hydroxide, which is 300 centimeter cube. Also, you have been given the molarity of concentrated sodium hydroxide, which is equal to 6 molarity. Also, you have been given the molarity of diluted sodium hydroxide, which is equal to 0.4 molarity. What is required here is the volume of diluted sodium hydroxide. This can simply be calculated by using a dilution law formula. Data given: molarity of initial concentration. The initial concentration is 6 molarity. The final concentration is 300. The initial volume is 300 centimeter cube. Final concentration is 0.4 molarity, and the final volume is X. Is what we are going to find. Now, to calculate the volume of X here, we use the dilution law formula. From the formula, MI/VI is equal to MF/VF. So 6 times 300 is equal to 0.4 times VF. Once we divide by 0.4, we obtain VF is equal to 4,500 centimeter cube. Now, this one here is the volume of diluted sodium hydroxide. Now, the volume of diluted sodium hydroxide is 4,500 centimeter cube. Very simple. Very simple to calculate the question like this one, given that you have the concept of dilution law. Now, after getting the concept now here, let us now discuss the second part, which is called the molar ratio. Molar ratio. Let's number of moles present in acidic solution B and A. Number of moles present in acidic solution A, B, and A. Number of moles present in basic solution B and B. So we have Na as the number of moles of acid and Nb as the number of moles of the base. Now, the ratio of moles is equal to number of moles of acid, which is Na, we divide by Nb, which is equal to the number of moles of basic solution. Na divided by Nb. After that, from what we know, number of moles is equal to molarity times volume. This is the formula which can be used. Number of moles is equal to molarity times volume. Now, number of moles of acid is equal to molarity of acid times the volume of acid. And the number of moles of base is equal to molarity of base times the volume of base. So this one, number of moles of acid, which is equal to molarity of acid times the volume of acid, let us call it equation number 1. And the number of moles of base is equal to molarity of base times the volume of base. Let's call this equation 2. So we have two equations here. Now, divide equation 1 by equation 2. By dividing it will be like this one. Number of moles of acid divided by number of moles of base is equal to molarity of acid times the volume of acid divided by molarity of base times the volume of base. From this equation here, from the equation above, molarity of acid times the volume of acid divided by number of moles of acid is equal to molarity of base times the volume of base divided by number of moles of base. So the formula is called the molar ratio formula. This formula here is called the molar ratio. MaVa divided by Na is equal to MbVb divided by Nb. Now, from the formula above, the value of Na and Nb are identified from the balanced chemical equations of the reacting compounds. Maybe the acid base. The number of moles of acid is obtained from the balanced chemical equation. I mean, this number of moles of acid and number of moles of base will be obtained from the balanced chemical equation. Now, example. 24 cm³ of 0.1 molarity potassium hydroxide were neutralized up to 30 cm³ of sulfuric acid. Calculate molarity and mass concentration of sulfuric acid. Now, here you have been given the volume of acid, volume of base, potassium hydroxide is a base, and sulfuric acid is the acid. Now, you have a volume of base which is 24 cm³. You have the molarity of base which is 0.1 molarity. You have the volume of acid which is 30 cm³. And what is required here is to calculate the molarity of acid and the mass concentration of acid. Now, solution. The balanced chemical equation is like this one. Potassium hydroxide, 2 potassium hydroxide reacting with 1 mole of sulfuric acid to obtain potassium sulfate and 2 water. Now here the number of moles of acid is 2 and the number of moles of base is 2 and the number of moles of acid is 1. Now the data given. Number of moles of acid is equal to 1. Number of moles of base is equal to 2. Volume of acid is 30 cm³. Volume of base is 24 cm³. Molarity of base is equal to 0.1 molarity, and what is required is to calculate the molarity of acid. Molarity of sulfuric acid as what is required to be calculated here. From the molar ratio formula, molarity of acid times the volume of acid divided by number of moles of acid is equal to molarity of base times the volume of base over number of moles of base. MaVA divided by Na is equal to MbVb divided by Nb. Now, what is required here? Point to remember, it is required molarity of acid. Molarity of acid, this one here. Now, molarity of acid times 30 divided by 1 is equal to 0.1 times 24 divided by 2. Now, we are going to calculate the molarity of acid. We divide 30 on both sides, and it will be molarity of acid equal to 0.1 multiplied by 24 divided by 2 times 30. Through calculation, the molarity of acid will be equal to 0.04 capital M. So the molarity of sulfuric acid is equal to 0.04 M. This is the molarity of sulfuric acid. After obtaining the molarity of sulfuric acid, now we are going to calculate the mass concentration of sulfuric acid. Where this mass concentration of sulfuric acid obtained, it is from this formula here. Mass concentration is equal to molarity times molar mass. Now, molar mass, where will we obtain the molar mass? The molar mass can be obtained by sum up the atomic masses of constituent elements of sulfuric acid. So it will be equal to 1 times 2, this one is for hydrogen, plus 32 for sulfur, plus 16 times 4 for oxygen. And it will be equal to 9080 gram per mole. So the molar mass of sulfuric acid is 9080 gram per mole. After obtaining the molar mass, we are going to the formula which is say mass concentration is equal to molarity times molar mass. Molarity we have, which is 0.04, molar mass is 98. Now we are going to multiply. It will be equal to 0.04 mole per decimeter cube. We multiply by 9080 gram per mole. So it will be equal to 3.92 gram per decimeter cube. Now the mass concentration of sulfuric acid is equal to 3.92 gram per decimeter cube. Well, it's my hope that you understand what I explained on how to calculate the molarity and the mass concentration of acid. It's my hope that you have got a concept on how to use the molar ratio formula to find the molarity of what is required. Okay, as it is this, now let us proceed with the second example. The second example says 1.5 gram of HX was dissolved to make 250 centimeter cube. If 30.2 centimeter cube of this solution neutralize 25 centimeter cube of 0.115 molarity potassium hydroxide, calculate number 1 molarity of HX, second molarity molecular weight of HX, and the third name radical X. Point to remember, this mass of HX was dissolved to make 250 centimeter cube. Actually, this one here is the mass concentration of HX. Until here, you have been given the mass concentration. As I said, that the mass concentration is equal to mass over volume. You have a mass here, and you have the volume here. You can obtain the mass concentration. So the solution which is obtained here was titrated against the 25 centimeter cube of 0.115 molarity potassium hydroxide. Now, solution. Balanced chemical equation is between potassium hydroxide and HX. So HX plus potassium hydroxide react with potassium hydroxide to obtain potassium X plus water. The equation is balanced. The number of acid here is 1, and the number of base here is 1. Now, mass concentration of HX, I said, you take the mass which you have been given, you divide by volume, and the volume should be in decimeter cube. So it is 1.5 gram, you divide by 0.25 decimeter cube. So the mass concentration will be equal to 6 gram per decimeter cube. So the acid solution, the mass concentration of the acid solution is 6.6 gram per decimeter cube. Now that are given. Number of moles of acid is 1. Number of moles of base is 1. Volume of acid is 30.2 centimeter cube. Volume of base is 25 centimeter cube. Molarity of base is 0.115 m. Molarity of acid is what are we going to calculate? It is what is required from the question. Now, 1 molarity of acid, HX. Now from the molar ratio formula, MaVa divided by Na is equal to MbVb divided by Nb. So Ma is equal to MbVb times Na, you divide by Nb times Na. You make subject Ma from the formula. MA. Once you make subject, you obtain the formula like this one here. So MA will be equal to 0.115. We multiply by 25. We multiply by 1. We divide by 1. We multiply by 30.2. So molarity of acid will be equal to 0.095 m. So the molarity of HX is equal to 0.095 m. After obtaining the molarity of acid, now we are going to calculate the second the molecular weight of HX. The second question, which is said to calculate the molecular weight of HX. How to calculate the molecular weight? The molecular weight can be calculated from the formula, which is say molar mass is equal to mass concentration over molarity. Mass concentration you have, which is equal to 6 gram per decimeter cube, we have calculated already, and molarity is what we have calculated, which is equal to 0.095. Now we take 6 gram per decimeter cube, we divide by 0.095 molarity. The answer here will be equal to 63 gram per mole. Now the molecular weight of HX is equal to 63 gram per mole. This is the molecular weight of HX. After obtaining the molecular weight of HX, now we are going to name to identify radical X. How to identify radical X? As you remember, we said that the HX, the molecular weight, you can say molecular weight of HX is equal to 63. And the molecular weight always is obtained by summing up the constituent elements of the compound concerned. So the compound here is HX. X is unknown. Now, if you take 1 of hydrogen plus X, which is unknown, is equal to 63. So X will be equal to 62. Now, the molar mass, the atomic mass of X is 62. We cannot say the atomic mass, we can say the molar mass. The molecular weight of X is 62 because it is radical and it contains more than one element. So it is molecular weight. The molecular weight of X is 62. So if it is 62, it's a matter of finding which negative radical contains the molecular weight of 62. Which negative radical, it must be negative because it is HX, so this one is negative. So which negative radical contains the molar mass of 62 or molecular weight of 62? Now, since the molar mass of radical X is 62, now radical X is nitrate. So nitrate radical has a molecular weight of 62. So this is how to identify radical in a compound. You can identify element as you have seen in the example. In one of the examples which I explained earlier, and also you can identify radical by using the calculation like this. Once you have a molecular weight of a certain element, it is very possible to obtain the molecular weight of what you have been asked to find. And that molecular weight will guide you to find or to identify the element or radical concern. Now, that's how to identify the radical, and radical X is nitrate. So, our acid is nitric acid. Our acid is nitric acid. After that question number 1, say 25 centimeter cube of X carbonate contain 10.6 gram per decimeter cube require 23 centimeter cube of 0.217 molarity hydrochloric acid for complete neutralization. Calculate number 1, molarity of X carbonate, number 2, molar mass of X carbonate, and number 3, name element X to identify element X. So the question here, you have been given the X carbonate and the hydrochloric acid. X is unknown. So by using this formula, it's my hope that you can calculate the molarity of X carbonate. By using the molar ratio formula, it's my hope that you can calculate the molar mass of X carbonate by using the relationship between molar mass, molarity, and the mass concentration. And also, you can identify element X. Students, you have to attempt this question. Attempt it. Okay. After all this, the second question says 5 centimeter cube of sulfuric acid solution from automobile battery requires 17.48 centimeter cube of 1.95 molarity sodium hydroxide to neutralize acid. Calculate the concentration of battery acid. Now here you have been given the volume of acid, you have been given the volume of base, sodium hydroxide, you have been given the molarity of base, then they ask you to calculate the concentration of acid in what? In mole per decimeter cube and in gram per decimeter cube. I mean, mole per decimeter cube is molarity, gram per decimeter cube is mass concentration. Now it's my hope that you can attempt this question. I leave it to you. Okay. Another part in this volumetric calculation is the percentage composition of pure and impure components. Percentage composition of pure and impure components. Yes, in volumetric analysis, the percentage composition can be calculated. You can calculate the percentage composition. So, this percentage composition includes the following. The first one is percentage purity, and the second one is percentage impurity. Now, the question can ask you maybe to calculate the percentage purity or percentage impurity. It is very simple to calculate given that you use the knowledge of volumetric analysis. Now, the following formula can be used. Which formula? Percentage purity is equal to amount of a pure substance component, amount of a pure component, divided by amount of impure component, you multiply by 100%. Once you have the amount of pure and you have the amount of impure, if you divide this amount of pure and the amount of impure, and then you multiply by 100%, you are obtaining percentage purity. So this formula here is used to calculate the percentage purity of a certain substance, of impure component. To calculate the percentage impurity, the following expression can be used. If you want to calculate the percentage impurity, this formula here can be used to calculate the percentage impurity. Now, you need to calculate the percentage impurity. The percentage impurity is equal to 100% minus percentage purity. To calculate the percentage impurity, you must have the percentage impurity. You take 100, you minus it with the percentage purity, you obtain percentage impurity. Now, let us go to the example. Example 1. They say 3 grams of impure sodium carbonate were made up to 250 centimeter cube. 25 centimeter cube of this solution required 21 centimeter cube of 0.105 molarity hydrochloric acid for complete neutralization. Calculate number 1. Molarity of pure sodium carbonate. Number 2, percentage impurity of sodium carbonate. Number 3, percentage impurity of sodium carbonate. So the question here, in this equation here, they say 3 grams of impure sodium were made up to 250. You have been given the mass concentration of impure sodium carbonate. The mass is this one and the volume is this one. Once you divide it, you obtain the mass concentration of impure sodium carbonate. So the amount of impure sodium carbonate you have been given. And here, point to remember, during titration process, what makes reaction is a pure sodium carbonate. Impurity do not involved in a reaction. Impurities do not involved in a reaction. So, after making this solution, then they say 25 centimeter cube of this solution required 21 centimeter cube of 0.105 molarity hydrochloric acid for complete neutralization. So here you have been given the volume of sodium carbonate. Also, you have been given the volume of hydrochloric acid and the molarity of hydrochloric acid. This volume here reacted with this volume here, to complete neutralization. So the question says to calculate the molarity of pure sodium carbonate. So the molarity of pure sodium carbonate, it will be obtained here after reaction. Percentage purity and percentage impurity. Now let us go to the calculation, to the solution. Mass concentration of impure sodium carbonate, you take the mass which is 3 grams, you divide by 0.25 decimeter cube. Point to remember, the mass concentration should be in gram per decimeter cube. So it is 3 grams divided by 0.25 decimeter cube. Now the mass concentration of impure sodium carbonate will be equal to 12 grams per decimeter cube. After obtaining the mass concentration, we are going to find the molarity of pure. How to calculate it? First, you must have the balanced chemical equation, and it will be between hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate. So 2 hydrochloric acid, 2 moles of hydrochloric acid react with 1 mole of sodium hydroxide to form 2 moles of sodium chloride, carbon dioxide, and water. Now here you have 2 moles of hydrochloric acid. The number of moles of hydrochloric acid is 2, and the number of moles of sodium carbonate is 1. Now data given. Number of acid is 2. Number of base is 1. Volume of acid is 21 centimeter cube. Volume of base is 25 centimeter cube. 21 centimeter cube, 25 centimeter cube. Molarity of acid is 0.105. Now we are going to find the molarity of base. from the molar ratio formula, molarity of pure sodium carbonate. This can be obtained from the molar ratio formula. As number one said, calculate the molarity of pure sodium carbonate. MaVa over Na is equal to MbVb over Nb. We find it Mb. By making subjective, Mb will be equal to Ma times Va times Nb divided by Na times Vb. So Mb will be equal to 0.105 multiplied by 21. You multiply by 1, you divide by 2, you multiply by 25, which is equal to 0.0441 molarity. Now, the molarity of pure sodium carbonate is 0.0441 molarity. This is the molarity of pure. Point to remember. I'm repeating again. Point to remember. Dear students, the molarity of pure component is obtained from the reaction, because what makes reaction is the pure component. The impurities are there but do not involve in chemical reaction. That's why even this, molarity of acid, volume of acid which reacted, all these are pure. All these give the pure molarity as the impurities do not involve in the chemical reaction. So molarity of pure sodium carbonate is 0.0441 molarity. This is the molarity of pure sodium carbonate. After obtaining the molarity of pure sodium carbonate, points to remember, you have been given the mass concentration, and the formula of percentage purity, if you remember, is amount of pure divided by amount of impure. The amount of, if the amount of impure is in gram per deciliter cube, even the amount of pure should be in gram per decimeter cube. But the first equation says to calculate molarity. Now we are going to calculate the percentage purity of sodium carbonate. How? From the formula, percentage purity is equal to mass concentration of pure divided by the mass concentration of impure sodium carbonate. You multiply by 100. Mass concentration of impure sodium carbonate you have. Mass concentration of pure sodium carbonate you don't have. This one can be calculated from this one. Mass concentration is equal to molarity times molar mass. Remember, it is sodium carbonate, and the molar mass of sodium carbonate is 106. Molarity is 0.0441. Now, you take 0.0441, you multiply by 106, you obtain 4.67 gram per decimeter cube. So this one here, this mass concentration obtained here is the mass concentration of pure sodium carbonate. Now, the mass concentration of pure sodium carbonate is equal to 4.67 gram per decimeter cube. Now, you have the mass concentration of pure and you have the mass concentration of impure. To calculate the percentage purity, you take the mass concentration of pure, which is equal to 4.67 gram per decimeter cube. You divide by mass concentration of impure component, which is equal to 12 gram per decimeter cube. You multiply by 100. Gram per decimeter cube and gram per decimeter cube will cancel. Now, percentage purity will be 38.92%. Okay, the percentage purity of sodium carbonate is 38.92%. Students, it's my hope that you understand how to calculate the percentage purity. Okay, now the third question says calculate the percentage impurity of sodium carbonate. How to calculate the percentage impurity? It is very simple. From the formula, percentage impurity is equal to 100 minus the percentage purity. The percentage purity you have calculated it. Now you have the percentage purity. To calculate the percentage impurity here, you will take 100, you will minus by 38.92, which is the percentage purity. So it will be equal to 61.080%. Now the percentage impurity is 61.080%. It's okay. Question 2 says 80.5 grams of a sample iron required just 75 centimeter cube of 3 molarity hydrochloric acid to dissolve it and give a neutral solution. The question says calculate the percentage purity of the sample iron. Once you remember here, you have been given the mass of impure iron, which is 80.5 grams. And this required 75 centimeter cube of hydrochloric acid to dissolve it and give the neutral solution. So how to calculate this question? How to calculate the percentage purity of sample iron? Solution. The mass concentration, the mass of impure sample is 80.5 grams. Now, mass of impure sample is 80.5 grams, as you have been given here in the question. Now you have the mass of impure sample. What are we going to find is the mass of pure sample. How to calculate the mass of pure sample? From the balanced chemical equation, iron reacts with 2 moles of hydrochloric acid to form iron chloride, iron 2 chloride, and acid. Iron 2 chloride and acid, and the hydrogen gas, I mean. So that are given. Molarity of acid is 3 m. Volume of acid is 75 centimeter cube. Now, from the formula, number of moles of acid is equal to molarity of acid times volume of acid. So, it will be equal to 3 molarity you multiply by 0.075 decimeter cube. Once you multiply, you obtain 0.225 mole. Now, the number of moles of acid, of hydrochloric acid, number of moles of hydrochloric acid is 0.225 mole. After obtaining the number of moles of acid, from the balanced chemical equation, iron reacts with 2 moles of hydrochloric acid to form iron chloride, iron 2 chloride, and hydrogen gas. 1 mole of iron, 2 mole of hydrochloric acid. Now, 1 mole of iron is equivalent to 2 moles of hydrochloric acid. Now, how many moles of iron will be equal to 0.225 mole of hydrochloric acid? Because the number of moles of acid which reacted is only 0.225, as you have seen in the reaction back. 0.225 moles of hydrochloric acid is equal to how many moles of iron? We use the cross multiplication. I mean, the number of moles of acid of iron will be equal to 0.225 we divide by 2. We divide by 2, which is equal to 0.1125 mole. So this is the number of moles of iron. After obtaining the number of moles of iron, which is equal to 0.1125 mole, we are going to calculate the mass of iron. How to calculate the mass of iron? From the formula. Number of moles is equal to mass over molar mass. The molar mass of iron is known. Number of moles you have obtained, which is equal to 0.1125. Now, to calculate the mass, will be the mass of pure iron will be equal to number of moles times molar mass. So it will be equal to 0.1125 mole. You multiply by 56 grams per mole. Now the mass will be equal to 6.3 grams. Now you have the mass of pure iron, which is equal to 6.03, and also you have the mass of impure iron, which you have been given. Now to calculate the percentage purity is equal to the mass of pure iron. You divide by mass of impure iron. You multiply by 100%. Now it will be equal to 6.3. You divide by 80.5. This is the mass of pure iron, 6.3 gram. You divide by 80.5 gram, which is the mass of impure iron. You multiply by 100%. And the answer will be equal to 74.12%. Now, the percentage purity of sample iron is equal to 74.12%. Students, I hope that you get me. Because you have been given the mass of impure iron, what's required is to calculate the mass of pure iron in order to use it in the formula so that to obtain the suitable answer which is required. So the percentage purity here, by using this formula, it will be 74.12%. Okay. After that, questions. Question number 1. 5.1 gram of impure sodium carbonate were dissolved in water to make 500 centimeter cube. 20 centimeter cube of this solution was titrated against 20.45 centimeter cube of 0.04 molarity hydrochloric acid. Calculate the percentage purity of sodium carbonate. Students, can you attempt this question? It's my hope that you can attempt it. From the examples which I explained earlier, it's my hope that you can attempt this question. Point to remember here, you have been given the mass of impure iron and the which is dissolved in this volume. Now you have a mass concentration here. You have a mass concentration, and this one you should convert first into the decimeter cube before divided by this one in order to obtain the mass concentration. And also this here, as the number which you obtain through calculation, will give the mass concentration of pure sodium carbonate. We'll give you the molarity, then molarity will convert to mass concentration, then you go through calculation to calculate the percentage purity of sodium carbonate. Now, student, attempt this question. So I hope that you can attempt this question. Another question says, how many grams of impure concentrated hydrogen bromide should be used to prepare 500 ml of 0.6 molarity hydrogen bromide solution? How many grams? They mean gram, which is used to prepare this one of hydrogen bromide. What will be the volume of stored solution? Volume of stored solution is required. Given that percentage purity is 48%, density is 1.5 gram per centimeter cube, and the molar mass of bromine is 8 gram per mole. You have been given everything here. It's a matter of going through calculation, and you can obtain the mass which is required and the volume which is required. Now, I leave this question to you, students. It's my hope that you can attempt. Okay. After all this, let us finish the last part of this subtopic of volumetric calculation by discussing, by explaining to you the water of crystallization. Water of crystallization. Students, what is water of crystallization? Can you define water of crystallization? One second. Good. By definition, you can say water of crystallization, or in another name you can call water of hydration, are water bound to the crystals of substance. Are water bound to the crystals of substance. Or another definition can say are water molecules that are present inside crystals. Are water molecules that are present inside the crystals. Or another definition you can say, water of crystallization or water of hydration are water that are found in crystalline framework of salt, which is not bonded directly to the metal cation. So this is the water that are found in crystalline framework of the salt, which are not bound directly to the metal cation. All of these are definitions of water of crystallization. Now, example of compound which contain water of crystallization including the following. The first one is sodium carbonate decahydrated. Sodium carbonate decahydrated. Another example is the copper sulfate pentahydrated, etc., etc. Once you see the compound which contain the crystalline compound which contain the water of crystallization, for this one is the water of crystallization, and this compound is called hydrated compound, right? Clear, students? Okay. Crystal salts containing water of crystallization are called hydrates. Crystal salts that contain water of crystallization are called hydrates. This one is called hydrated sodium carbonate. This one here is called hydrated copper sulfate, and the other crystal salt. So crystal salt. Now, in determination of water of crystallization, the following formula can be used. In determination of crystallization, water of crystallization, the following formula can be used. Sometimes they can ask you maybe to find it, to calculate the water of crystallization of acetylene, the number of water of crystallization of acetylene compound. Now, the following formula can be used to calculate the number of water of crystallization. The first formula, molar mass of anhydrous salt divided by molar mass of hydrated salt is equal to amount of anhydrous salt divided by amount of hydrated salt. Anhydrous salt is the salt which do not contain water of crystallization. So, and hydrated salt is the salt which contain the water of crystallization. Now, you take the molar mass of anhydrous salt, you divide it by molar mass of hydrated salt, which is equal to amount of anhydrous salt. The amount can either be in mass or in molar mass. So, amount of anhydrous salt, you divide by amount of hydrated salt. Another formula, molar mass of water of crystallization divided by molar mass of anhydrous salt is equal to amount of water of crystallization divided by amount of anhydrous salt. Also, this formula can be used to calculate the water of crystallization of a hydrated salt, where MR, this one X, water, is molar mass of water of crystallization. Example, 0.465 gram of hydrated sodium carbonate reacted with 75 centimeter cube of 0.1 molarity hydrochloric acid. Calculate the number of water of crystallization present in 1 mole of hydrated salt. Point to remember, here you have been given the mass of hydrated sodium carbonate. So the mass of hydrated sodium carbonate is given here. This mass of hydrated sodium carbonate reacted with, you have been given the volume of hydrochloric acid and the molarity of hydrochloric acid. Then the question needs you to calculate the number of water of crystallization present in 1 mole of hydrated salt. It is very simple. Solution. Mass of hydrated sodium carbonate is given is 0.465 gram. Now, molarity of hydrochloric acid is 0.1 molarity. And even volume is this one. Of hydrochloric acid is 75 centimeter cube or 0.057 decimeter cube. So the volume is this one, the molarity is this one, then the mass is this one here. Now, balance the chemical equation. Sodium carbonate and react with the 2 moles of hydrochloric acid to form 2 moles of sodium chloride, carbon dioxide, and water. Now, the number of moles of base or of sodium hydroxide is only 1. The number of moles of hydrochloric acid is 2. Points to remember. In hydrated sodium carbonate or in hydrated salt, the water of crystallization do not participate in the chemical reaction. The water of crystallization do not participate in the chemical reaction. So here, what's make a reaction is a pure sodium carbonate, is anhydrous sodium carbonate, and through calculation we are going to obtain the amount of pure of anhydrous sodium carbonate. Now, number of moles of anhydrous sodium carbonate. We are going to find the number of moles of anhydrous sodium carbonate here. Number of moles of acid is equal to molarity of acid times the volume of acid, which is equal to 0.1. We multiply by 0.0575. So once we multiply here, we obtain the number of moles of acid, hydrochloric acid, which is equal to 0.0075 mole. Now we have the number of moles of acid. By using the relationship between the number of moles of acid and the number of moles of base, stoichiometric relationship, we can obtain that from the balanced chemical equation, 1 mole of sodium carbonate from the equation is equal to 2 moles of hydrochloric acid. But the number of moles of hydrochloric acid which reacted is 0.0075 centimeter cube. Mole of hydrochloric acid, which is equal to how many mole of sodium carbonate? Here we use a cross multiplication, and the number of moles of sodium carbonate, of pure, of anhydrous sodium carbonate, is equal to 0.0075 divided by 2, which is equal to 0.00375 mole. Now, the number of moles of anhydrous sodium carbonate is 0.00375 mole. Now you have the number of moles. But it's important to remember, you have been given the mass of hydrated sodium carbonate. Now, this number of moles should be converted to mass. And this formula here can be used. Mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate. How to calculate it? From the formula. Number of moles is equal to mass over molar mass. Number of moles you have. Now, mass of hydrated sodium carbonate is equal to number of moles you multiply by molar mass. The molar mass of sodium carbonate is known as 106. Now, you take 0.00375, you multiply by 160. And the number of anhydrous sodium carbonate is equal to the mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate is equal to 0.39775 grams. So this is one which is obtained here is the mass of anhydrous. The mass of hydrated already given in the question. And this one which is calculated here is the mass of anhydrous. I will say this one is the mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate because the hydrated sodium carbonate, the water of crystallization will not participate or will not be involved in the chemical reaction. For that matter, mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate is equal to 0.3975 grams. From the calculation which we passed over. Now, number of molecules of water of crystallization. How to calculate the number of molecules? We use a formula. Molar mass of sodium carbonate or of anhydrous sodium carbonate divided by molar mass of hydrated sodium carbonate is equal to mass, because the amount is in mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate we divide by mass of hydrated sodium carbonate. Number of moles here is 106. Number of moles, molar mass here is 106. The molar mass here is 106 plus x, 18x, because the molar mass of water is 18 but x. So it will be like this: 106, which is the molar mass of sodium carbonate, we divide it by 106 plus 18x is equal to mass of anhydrous, which is equal to 0.3975. We divide by mass of hydrated sodium carbonate, which is equal to 0.465. By using a cross multiplication, we are going to find the value of x. It will be this one, 0.3975. Once you multiply with 106 plus 18% is equal to 18x is equal to 106. You multiply by 0.465. So here the value of x will be equal to 1. For that case, the number of molecules of water of crystallization is equal to 1. If you calculate here, you obtain 1. X is equal to 1, so the number of molecules of water of crystallization is 1. Now, the molecular formula of the compound is sodium carbonate monohydrated. Monohydrated because you have only 1 mole of what? Or only 1 water of crystallization of what? Of this compound. Alternatives. As I said, that another formula which can be used to calculate the number of water of crystallization, you take a molar mass of water of crystallization, you divide it by molar mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate, which is equal to mass of water of crystallization divided by mass of sodium carbonate. Now, mass of this one, of water of crystallization, is equal to mass of sodium carbonate. Where are we obtaining the mass of sodium carbonate? Mass of water of crystallization. The mass of water of crystallization can be obtained by taking the mass of hydrated sodium carbonate we minus by mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate. So the mass of hydrated is 0.465. We minus by mass of hydrated, mass of anhydrous, which we calculated from the formula there, which is equal to 0.39575. So here, the mass of water of crystallization will be equal to 0.0675 gram. This is the mass of water of crystallization. Now, we substitute this into the formula, and it will be like this one. 18x as the molar mass of water of crystallization divided by 106, the molar mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate, is equal to 0.0675, which is the mass of water of crystallization, divided by 0.3975 gram, which is the mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate. Now, as you go through calculation by using cross multiplication, the value of x is equal to 1. For that matter, the number of molecules of water of crystallization is equal to 1. Question 2. 20 centimeter cube of 14.3 gram per centimeter cube of hydrated sodium carbonate was titrated against 17 centimeter cube of 4.38 gram per centimeter cube of hydrochloric acid. Calculate the number of molecules of water of crystallization. Here in this question here, you have been given the mass concentration of hydrated sodium carbonate. And the volume which reacted with volume of hydrated sodium carbonate which reacted, the volume is 20 centimeter cube of hydrated sodium carbonate which reacted with 17 centimeter cube of this one, 4.38 gram per decimeter cube of hydrochloric acid. Now, this reaction between sodium carbonate and hydrochloric acid. Then the question says, calculate the number of molecules of water of crystallization. Point to remember, this one is not a molarity, it's a mass concentration of hydrochloric acid. You can convert this to molarity. Solution. Mass concentration of hydrated sodium carbonate is 14.3 gram per decimeter cube. The balanced chemical equation. Sodium carbonate, one sodium carbonate reacts with 2 hydrochloric acid to form 2 sodium chloride, carbon dioxide, and water. Now, it is 1 mole of sodium carbonate, 2 mole of hydrochloric acid. Now, molarity of hydrochloric. Now, let us start first by calculating the molarity of hydrochloric acid. The mass concentration of hydrochloric acid is this one, is 4.38 gram per decimeter cube. To calculate molarity, we use this formula. Molarity is equal to mass concentration over molar mass, which will be equal to 4.38 divided by 36.5. So the molarity of hydrochloric acid is 0.12 molarity. This is the molarity of hydrochloric acid. Now, by using the molar ratio formula, first of all, the data which you have been given here, the number of acid, number of moles of acid is 2, number of moles of base is 1, volume of acid is 17, volume of base is 20 centimeter cube, molarity of acid is 0.12, capital M. Now we are going to calculate the molarity of base. So, molarity of anhydrous sodium carbonate. It will be the molarity of anhydrous sodium carbonate because the water of crystallization do not involve in calculation. For that matter, from the molar ratio formula, MAVA over NA is equal to MBVB over NB. We are going to calculate the value of MB. Now, MB will be equal to MA, VA, NB, we divided by NAVB. So, MB will be equal to 0.12, we multiply by 17, we multiply by 1, we divide by 2, multiply by 20, which is equal to 0.051 capital M. So this one here is the molarity of anhydrous sodium carbonate, 0.051 M. After obtaining the molarity of anhydrous sodium carbonate, what are we going to find now? Because we have been given the mass concentration, we must convert this to mass concentration. Now, mass concentration of anhydrous sodium carbonate. How to convert it? From the formula. Mass concentration is equal to molarity times molar mass. Now, the mass concentration is the molarity is 0.051 molarity. We multiply by 106, which is the molar mass of sodium carbonate. Now, the mass concentration will be equal to 5.406 gram per decimeter cube. For that case, the mass concentration of anhydrous sodium carbonate is 5.406 gram per decimeter cube. Now, you have the mass concentration of anhydrous sodium carbonate. Now, if you have the mass concentration of anhydrous sodium carbonate, and also in the question you have been given the mass concentration of hydrated sodium carbonate, it's a matter of using a calculation now to calculate the number of water of crystallization. Now, how to calculate the number of water of crystallization? From the formula, molar mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate is equal to, divided by molar mass of hydrated sodium carbonate is equal to mass concentration of anhydrous sodium carbonate divided by by mass concentration of hydrated sodium carbonate. Now, the molar mass of anhydrous sodium carbonate is 106. We take this 106, we divide by 106 plus 18x, which is equal to 5.406, which is the mass concentration of sodium carbonate, divided by 14.3, which is the mass concentration of hydrated sodium carbonate. Now, what we are going to do here is to calculate the value of x. How to calculate the value of x? Now, we use a cross multiplication here. We use a cross multiplication here to calculate the value of x, and it will be like this one. 5.406, once you multiply by 106 plus 18x is equal to 106 times 14.3. Now, the value of x here will be equal to 10. Now, the number of water of crystallization is 10. The number of water of crystallization, which is equal to x, is 10. So, the molecular formula of salt is sodium carbonate decahydrated. This is the molecular formula of our salt, sodium decahydrated. After that question, the question says 1.39 gram of impure sodium carbonate was dissolved in 250 centimeter cube of solution. 25 centimeter cube of this solution required 20 centimeter cube of 0.1 molarity hydrochloric acid for complete neutralization. Calculate the percentage purity of impure sodium carbonate. So this question here actually requires you to calculate the percentage purity of impure sodium carbonate. As here you have been given the mass of impure sodium carbonate, which is dissolved in 250 centimeter cube. Now this one here, this sentence here can help you to find the mass concentration of impure sodium carbonate. You have been given the mass concentration of impure sodium carbonate. Now here through calculation you are going to obtain the mass concentration of impure sodium carbonate. Then you are going to calculate the percentage purity of impure sodium carbonate. Students, it's my hope that you can attempt this question. Okay, I leave to you this question. Another question says 18 centimeter cube of 6.3 gram per decimeter cube of hydrated oxalic acid was titrated against 25 centimeter cube of 2.8 gram per decimeter cube of potassium hydroxide. Calculate the number of molecules of water of crystallization. Calculate the number of molecules of water of crystallization. By the way, by using a formula which I explained to you, it's my hope that it is very possible. Point to remember here, you have been given the mass concentration of hydrated sodium carbonate. What are you going to do here is to find the mass concentration of anhydrated oxalic acid. Anhydrous oxalic acid. Once you obtain the mass concentration, you go through formula, you obtain the number of molecules of water of crystallization. It's my hope that you can attempt this question, students. Okay, I leave these two questions to you. And let me finish this topic of volumetric analysis by looking at the last subtopic, which is called the application of volumetric analysis. The application, the first one, it is used in preparation of standard solution. The second one, it is used in environmental and water safety. We use the volumetric analysis in environmental and water safety. Also, it is used in food and beverage industries to ensure the product meet the quality required. Another it is used in agriculture to determine soil pH. So this point here mark the end of my presentation. You were with me, Teacher Ramadhan Kidegesho. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for watching. We shall proceed with another topic in the coming session. Thank you very much.
Enlab Innovation Academy inatangaza nafasi za masomo ya Information Technology kwa ngazi ya certificate na diploma kwa wanafunzi waliomaliza kidato cha 4, kidato cha 6 na chuo NTA Level 3. Chuo kipo Kinondoni Vijana jijini Dar es Salaam. Zaidi ya kusoma, mwanafunzi anapewa nafasi ya kuanzisha mradi wa kiteknolojia pamoja na kupatiwa mentor wa kumwongoza. Pia tunamsaidia mwanafunzi kutafuta scholarships pale anapohitimu. Tupigie leo 0677 071 486 au 0744 100 au tembelea tovuti yetu www.nia.ac.tz.